The Philippines for Christ mission team is composed of students and staff from Pensacola Christian College. We're able to visit 2 veteran missionaries in the Philippines, my dad, Teddy Fulfer in Olongapo City, and also Brother Arvin Tulabot in Quezon City. On the behalf of our team, we want to say thank you for all who gave, prayed, and supported our mission team.
The thing that I've noticed the most since being here in the Philippines is the love that they have for the game of basketball. You see people everywhere, and some of them don't even have a roof over their head, but they all love the game of basketball.
Many of the people in the surrounding cities here in Olongapo and Subic Bay were able to come up. We were able to give some basic medical help. We were able to give some wound care, some basic over-the-counter medications, and we were also able to administer the gospel to some of these people. It's amazing to see these people here. There's such a need physically, just for them. I mean, a lot of these people, they don't have much at all, and there's so much need for medical attention here. And then more importantly than medical attention, there's a lot of people here who need the gospel.
The youth rally was an amazing experience. We had all the kids from the children's home and a couple of neighbor kids come into the church, and we got to play a couple of games with them and give out some testimonies. It was just awesome to get involved with these children and see them get excited about the Lord. Even though I didn't win any of the games, it still was exciting.
Today we went to the hospital in Olongapo City to just visit with the people, to minister to them. We were able to sing and to hand out tracts. In the States, our hospitals are fairly clean and organized, but this hospital was probably unlike anything that you've ever seen. It was very dirty, and there was probably 4 people to a room. Each of them had an IV site, but I couldn't tell you how clean it probably was.
We played a college team from Olongapo, and it's kind of one of the highlights of our trip. Everyone makes a big deal out of it. Everybody's talking. They put posters up all over the city talking about how there's an American team there and they want to play the local university's team. So a bunch of people gathered together. There was a packed out house. Everybody was there to watch, and we were able to just come together in good fellowship and good sportsmanship and play a game, which last year they lost, and so it was kind of a grudge match for us. But we ended up winning the game, and it was a lot of fun. At halftime of the game, Aaron was able to share his testimony with the other team, and there were a couple of guys that were really listening and they were really in tune. And afterwards, we were able to talk to them a little bit more and just really give them a clear presentation of the gospel.
On Tuesday, we got to go to the prison ministry, which was really an extraordinary experience. We got to introduce ourselves in their language. We got to sing to them, and Joel gave his testimony, which really opened the hearts to a lot of people, and Zeke got to preach. During that time, all of the rest of us were sitting on the side, and we could really see the true sincerity and happiness on their heart from listening to the gospel. And it really spoke to my heart, because a lot of us nowadays, we hear it all the time here in the U.S., but just seeing their happiness really brought a new perspective in my life.
Earlier this morning, we went to a couple of different places in Olongapo. We all split up several different groups, went to different places where we could feed some children that didn't have the food that they needed to have. We took them some rice porridge stuff, and we just went there and we told them a Bible story first, sang some songs with them, shared the gospel with them, and then we just had the opportunity to give them some food.
We'd stopped constructing the building the last few months due to lack of funds, but as soon as I heard about the good news about the funds coming in from the Missionary, I was jumping up and down. So now we're going to be able to finish this, and eventually we're able to finish the second floor expansion of the school building.
Our team put on a basketball clinic and we had close to 100 kids show up. And it was an awesome thing to see because people had gone out and prepared and invited people. And when the kids started showing up, we had different stations for them. We broke them down into 2 groups of older kids and younger kids. We were able to have some competition, and just to see the excitement on the kids' faces was really something special. And at the end of the day, we were able to give out awards to some of the better players who were there, and just to see their excitement and just how much fun they had and just the pure joy of doing that was awesome.
We had the privilege this trip to speak to many incoming and future youth pastors at a youth pastors conference. Brother Alex, as well as myself and Josiah, were able to speak on just the importance of youth ministry.
We get the opportunity to visit different public schools, and it's always such a blessing to see the way that the schools here in the Philippines do things. One of the highlights of our trip is being able to donate school supplies to children in Payatas who really don't have the ability to get what they need to go to school. So twice during this trip, we had the opportunity to pack some school supplies into bags for these students, and then we got to give out the school supplies at the schools, and it's always such a blessing to see the smiling faces on the students and as well as the teachers as they receive their school supplies for the year, and just being able to sing songs with them and talk to them about God. It's just a unique opportunity that we get to have. That's one of my favorite things that we get to do here in the Philippines.
Basically, Payatas is a mountain of trash that at a landfill where people that don't have a lot of money have made their homes. For the children, sometimes that's the only meal that they'll get for maybe a day or two because they don't have a lot to eat, and so they come. We had about 60 children just today, but the biggest thing that probably changed my life was the medical clinic. We were only able to do a couple of people, but there was one little girl who had open wounds all over her skin, and the mosquitoes were kind of just eating on her flesh because she had no medical care, no band-aids, no antibiotics, and it broke my heart to see that what's more important is her soul, and I didn't know how much she understood.
And it just shows us just how much, if we're willing to give ourselves, how responsive they are to the gospel and what we have. So it's just a blessing, just thanking those who were able to donate and help us out here.
And it was just interesting to see how little some of them had, and in what kind of conditions some of them lived. And it was just a real blessing to be able to go there and to see the joy in their faces, just to be able to hear about the Bible and hear about Jesus Christ, and just to get a hot bowl of rice porridge. So I really appreciated being able to be a part of that.
And it's a huge, wide open door, and I'm so thankful for the Tulabots that are here working and being so faithful to the ministry to help the people in Payatas.